Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? I want to show you something really quick, and I think this is where HDR brightness and TV brightness needs to be always set to the brighter on TCL R617. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explain exactly why. Currently, right now, you're seeing Jurassic World Evolution, and it's nice and sunny. Everything's bright, so HDR, it's just excellent here. But look what happens when we actually switch from the HDR bright mode to, let's say, a normal mode. Look what happens. You just lost that peak brightness. And look what happens when you bring it back up. And this is why I keep telling people you gotta leave the HDR brightness to the bright. And the TV brightness to brighter. And I think it definitely it shows up here on the screen. Clearly you can see the difference. Maybe I'll bring it a little bit closer. So see, this is what you're missing when you keep it at normal. So that's why I always advised people, don't keep it on normal, keep it on bright. Your HDR should always be on bright. Here's another good example right here. Why your HDR needs to be on the bright. You see how much of that peak brightness you just lost? It looks just god awful. But now when you turn it to the bright, you get that nice peak brightness of HDR that's needed. So this is why I always recommend. I tell people, keep it on bright. People always ask me, well, why do you keep it on bright? Are you going to crush your white bright levels? I said, no, you're not going to crush your white bright levels. The HDR needs that peak brightness. So therefore, you always need to keep your TV brightness at brighter and your HDR mode to bright. Because if you don't, this is what happens. I'll bring it even closer. I'll keep it like this here. I mean, it clearly you can see it. You see how dimmed it is when it's normal and then when it's bright. Normal, bright. Normal and bright. Normal and then bright. And here's another great example, like right here. Right now it's set to bright. And look what happens when you turn it to normal. Everything's dimmed down. Everything looks just awful. I think you guys can see it clearly. And even here, this will be just a short video. I just wanted to show you this. My reason behind why I always keep my HDR mode on bright. I mean, anyone who knows about high dynamic range and how high dynamic range works, you should know there's a pretty good reason why you need to keep it at the bright. And you just saw how much you missed. The colors are like totally unnatural. They're dimmed down. Nothing looks good. But when you switch it to the bright, this is where HDR. See, HDR needs that peak brightness. It's like oxygen for HDR. It needs that brightness. So hopefully this video, which is recorded in native 4K, will give you the understanding why I keep bright HDR mode and TV brightness at brighter. Why? To keep that peak brightness at that highest peak level so that way you can have the best possible HDR experience. So there you have it. Just a quick video, self-explanatory. This is really a self-explanatory, but I did it just to kind of show it to you, just so you can see the difference, just so you can see how much you're losing when you don't switch to a bright HDR. So there you go. Now, people have been asking me about the BenQ 4K HDR monitor. I haven't received it yet, so I don't know when I'm going to do that video. As soon as I get that monitor, I will do a video on it. But till then, thank you guys. Have a good one. Take care.